One nice feature about Camtasia is that if you have part of your clip that maybe you don't want to show up, you can just cut it off pretty much at that point. You don't actually have to edit it. You don't have to cut it out. You can just change the position where the video starts and stops. If you click on a clip on the timeline and then you hover over the end point, you'll see that your cursor, watch very carefully, it's going to change to a double arrow. What that means is that I can click and drag that beginning point. And let me do so now. I'll click and drag to the right. And you'll remember that I said you can't have a clip floating out in thin air, right? And it looks like we've got some thin air space here, but as soon as I let go of my mouse, okay, the video gets moved over. The beginning portion of that got taken off, or at least it's not shown. It's not really taken off, it's just not shown. And I can do the same on the right side, the end point. Click and drag, and then I can eliminate portions of the video, okay, and resize it. So I can take a video that's longer and maybe it's got something at the beginning or the end that I don't really need included in my video. So I can just kind of click and drag to resize it and only include the portions that I need. The nice thing about this is that they're not permanently gone. It's not like I cut them out, because I can click and drag that point and then bring that section back. And it works a little weird when you have to do it going in this direction. You have to actually watch for it, because what it'll actually do is reveal the entire clip. And this is a little bit tricky. I'm going to try to explain it. Let me undo this a couple of times. We're going to get ourselves right back to the beginning. You see how this clip is split? That means that a little split was placed in the video clip. These used to be one clip, and now they are two separate clips. But the information for that entire clip is still actually stored in both of these segments. So let's click on this clip, and if I want to, I can click and drag and stretch it out. And notice that the amount of stretch that I'm able to do here is exactly identical to the length of the second half of the clip. Okay, that's because all I'm doing is revealing the rest of the clip. And when I release the mouse button, okay, and you'll notice that from this point, look at the wave patterns. They are identical from here and here. They're identical. Okay, that's because this is the same information. It's just been repeated now. So when we split a clip, this is the behavior that we get. We want to be careful about readjusting the size after we have split something, because it can be a little bit tricky. And it works not only on the end point of this clip, but at the beginning point of this clip. So if I click here, when I click and drag, I'm going to drag to the left as though I want to show more of that video from the beginning part of it. And watch what happens. The video gets longer, and it's going to end up being the exact same length, okay, as the full original clip. And again, if you look right here, what you'll see is a repetition of the waveform patterns.